Now, when a video game hag maxes and people complain and they're like, this is a fantasy. Why are you showing the ugliness of humanity? Why are you showing the wine aunt that works at Vice magazine? Why can't you show me the ideal woman? When the Romans were sculpting their statues, did they put like 65-year-old hags over there, or did they thought about how a goddess should look like? Because at the end of the day, this is for entertainment. And, sexual attraction causes beauty, and beauty pleases the retina. Well, this shit makes me think of California. Right? Like, this looks like a woman that's about to go vote Democrat. In fact, she actually looks like she's transitioning, right? Like, if you remove the hair, and you just see, like, the head shape, it looks like my fucking uncle. And the question is, like, how did we get to this point as a society? Like who was so fucked up in the head that decided this is what entertainment should be like? Looking at mediocre, average people, and I guess, like, putting only 45-year-olds in charge of production. And usually if you bring up this topic, if you ask this question, they'll be like, oh, you're a gooner. You're a man that likes to masturbate, a freak of nature. No man ever wants sexual gratification. Like, the correct way for a man is to either go to a church and start donating and worship Jesus 24/7 with Matt Walsh, or should join a feminist movement in the academia and be a good feminist ally. There is no other option, right? Like, if you do anything else, you're a freak, you're fucked up, you should be arrested. How did we get to this point? Because you can tell that this wasn't the case, especially when a video game is being remade and you get to see how the original characters look like. They look like fantasy characters. Like, the universe had its own theme. Like, for instance, this character right here. If you saw it back then, you knew, this is Gothic. Because that's, like, the way that people would dress in that universe. And it was a character specific to a genre, to an IP. Meanwhile, this character can literally belong anywhere. Like, this is a character that if you place him in Mass Effect Andromeda especially, it can fit. If you place it in Dragon Age, it fits. If you place it in Mortal Kombat, it fits. Like, literally anything of video game, right? Assassin's Creed, this character fits. There's no uniqueness anymore. There's no soul. Everything is generic. Everything is slop. And so the question is, like, how did it get to this point? Well, back in the day, 2012, 2011, the video game industry was booming. It was an insanely profitable industry, and it wasn't just profitable because it was making money. It was also creating names. It was creating brands. It was pretty much like launching people into orbit. If you happen to be associated with Blizzard or with Activision, you could go to a gaming convention and you'd have, like, crowds of people. And so a lot of individuals were envious, especially a lot of activists, a lot of people that don't contribute anything to society because they have a gender studies degree. And they were like, I want some of that wealth myself. And so what they did is that they put the industry under a microscope and they constantly accused them of sexual misconduct. They accused them of misogyny, sexism towards women. They said that the video games are harmful because it encourages rape culture. It encourages the patriarchy. It brings out the worst in people. And then they fabricated a lot of lies about people that worked in these industries, managed to get them fired. A lot of the cases later on were proven to be false, but it didn't matter, right? Because, like, feminist activists got in it, and they got in with lying as well. Like, they would say, oh, if you change this, like, the reason women don't want to play Gothic is because the characters look like this. And so if you change the characters, then all of a sudden, you're going to have a bigger audience, right? Like, all the sexy girls from high school, all of the cheerleaders, and all of the girls from prom are going to start playing Gothic if, instead of making female characters like this, you make them like this. And then you also have to think about the trans people, right? Like, the trans people that are oppressed by society, they're kind of like the new orphans of our modern day, and they require someone to care about them. Why do you want a trans person not to see themselves when they look at a woman? Why don't you want to improve society for them, right? Because, like, when a person sees this, they will say, oh, This is how women should look like. And then when they go to California and they see this thing on the streets, they're like, a woman. And basically, like, this was the ideology, right? And a lot of places in the companies were replaced by individuals that were either friends, associated, or working with these activists. And they got placed in charge of production. Because you gotta understand another thing that happened in these companies. Back then, diversity was pushed really hard. And so, in order to be a good company, you had to hire 50% men and 50% women. The problem is, most coders don't happen to be women. It's just, like, it doesn't happen. Like, if I want to hire a female coder right now, I can't. I don't know where I would even look for. And I checked, by the way, that there's very few of them. And so, you can't really hire coders. And not to mention, most women don't like these types of video games anyway, right? Because, like, they're very violent. Women aren't attracted to violence. Like, that's a man thing. Like, there are women that enjoy violence, obviously. But, like, overwhelmingly speaking, most women don't like this shit. They're more attracted to video games like Gone Home. More attracted to video games like Life is Strange. Candy Crush. Right? Those are the types of video games that women like. And as it happens, like, men don't like it. Like, I don't like Life is Strange. You know? I don't like Twilight, Milking Farm, and stuff like it. It's normal, like, entertainment. There is entertainment for both genres, but there's also entertainment that's only for men and entertainment that's mostly for women. See, like the Japanese, the wise Japanese and the Asians, they understand this. This is why they have different genres. Like they call shonen for young men. They have a genre for young girls. They have a genre for adult men, which is different than shonen. The West, like, hasn't reached that level of sophistication. Like, our civilization hasn't advanced to the point where we figure out that different people have different tastes. But anyway, when these individuals managed to reach into the positions of power, they started gatekeeping. And they're basically saying, like, no, this type of art isn't okay, and you need to draw it like this. I happen to know artists that work in AAA companies, and they basically tell me, it's like, look, the character concept that I forwarded looks absolutely nothing like the transgender that came out. Like, they asked me for a woman, and they said, oh, well, the tits are too big, make them smaller. Oh, the jawline isn't okay, make it larger. The shoulders, right? And so, all of our entertainment has been infested by this cancer. And none of the players like it. None of the players asked for it because it wasn't done by reading the market. The whole idea is to force the market to say that this is actually better than this. And apparently it's working. Like, I see a lot of Christians, a lot of purists basically saying, no, like, this is okay. This is fine. We don't deserve entertainment. We deserve to be miserable. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.